Hello and welcome to Afcon 360 degrees. My name is Wale. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be reviewing Nigeria's exit from the Afcon 2021, and obviously we would be having a look at the other teams that are left in the competition. Well, I'm not going to be doing that alone. I've got someone really very special. Someone that's been there, done it. Has won the Nations Cup before for Nigeria, has played in the World Cup, he's played abroad, he's played for one of the biggest teams in Nigeria. I'm talking about no other person than, I'm going to say this in Spanish, okay? Maybe you'll be able to translate it for us later when I finish introducing him. But before I do that, if this is the first time you're watching us, don't forget to subscribe to us, okay? And have a look at what we've done in the past. If you do like it, give us a thumbs up, all right? My name is Wally. And yeah, like I said, I'm just going to introduce this person. Obviously, in Spanish, and I do know what this means, but when he comes in, I would obviously ask him to tell us the meaning. So I'm talking about los director de escuela, or el maestro principal. He is no other than the great Mutiu Adepoju. Thank you, Nigerian Super Eagles ex-international, played for Real Madrid. And I say to you, a la Madrid, Mutiu, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal?
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Es un placer y es un honor estar con vosotros en este show.
Gracias.
Good evening. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Gracias,
the meaning of what I just said.
Gracias, señor. And I did say you are el maestro principal and los director de escuela. So it actually means the headmaster. That is what we know him as. You know, everyone in Nigeria knows me too as the maestro, the headmaster, and you know all those beautiful goals he scored with his head. You know. And I wish we had someone like him that was playing for the Super Eagles now. But there's no way we can tempt you to come back and play for us with you, can we?
No, there's no way. It's late. Yeah, very, very late. The age is not on the side again. After retiring in 2006. There's no way. It's too late now.
I just said I should try. Maybe we could tempt you. Welcome to this show. Thank you for joining us. And also, we got our man.
Thank you very much.
We've got our man on the ground that was with us all through the Afcon. Well, as far as the Super Eagles are concerned, I was there in Garoua, Cameroon, making sure we had a lot of contents and obviously a lot of news concerning the Super Eagles, the Egyptians, the Sudanese, the Tunisians, and the team from Guinea-Bissau. Thank you, Toby, for joining us on the show. And I suppose you're back in Nigeria now. So do you miss Garo at all?
Yeah. Good evening. Good to be on the show.
Yes.
Great privilege to be on the show with the headmaster. We share the both same surname. I record my early days in journalism. People usually come to me and ask, what the kind of relationship I have with Mutiu Adepoju. So it's a great privilege to be on the show with him, this evening. Honestly, I'm missing Garo. like I stated, the first few days was difficult, and then after the fourth, third day, we settled down, and the garage was like home for almost everyone. The team, the journalists. We knew our ways, around the city, and I mean, sometimes I could leave the stadium 11:10, 11:30 p.m., and you'll be safe. So, I mean, I'm really missing the weather. I missed everything about the city. But football is crazy. Football is correct, and the reason why we are home.
Well, sorry to say that you're missing Garua, so it was not your fault, but well, hopefully we'll got a ticket to Qatar and you'll be there live following the Super Eagles. But let's start with the headmaster Mutia. Let's just start on this very sad note. But obviously, it's good to remember one of your old teammates. You played in Spain together. The late Wilfredo Bonivare, who on this day 7 years ago passed away. Tell us your thoughts and what you remember most about this great goalkeeper.
Well, it's just unfortunate, and I just want to say once again, may so rest in peace, continue to rest in peace.
It's good, brilliant, and let's just go straight into one of the reasons why we've got you here today, and I'm sure you've had a look at the Super Eagles and with what they played in the Afcon as they crashed out. About a week ago, you did warn that the Super Eagles should not underrate the Tunisian team, but it wasn't as if we did underrate them, but it was as. Oh, wait. I was trying to reestablish contact with Mutia Depojo. I think we lost contact there. Whilst we're trying to reestablish, if you can hear me, Headmaster, just let us know as soon as you can. I think you're on mute. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, as I was saying, he used to be a very, very calm goalkeeper, and when he's out of the field, you hardly hear him, talk. But when he's on the pitch, you always, hearing him, shouting, communicating, and all that. And he's a very, very hardworking, goalkeeper.
I think we have him back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much for those sweet words about the late Willie, as they call it, Rayo Vallecano. So I'm sure you watched the Super Eagles play in the Nations Cup, and I did say that about a week ago. You did mention that we should be careful not to underrate the Tunisians, the Carthage Eagles of Tunisia, when we played them. It was on record. You spoke when you had a chat with one of the radio stations in Nigeria, and you did say, "Be careful, do not underrate the Carthage Eagles." But it wasn't as if we underrated them. Or was it people not listening to you, or did you feel overconfident that day when we played them?
Well, I knew why I said that, because it's always been something common that when you are doing very well, everybody have that feelings that everything is going to be the same, and and I always say that not all matches are the same. Yes, we played very well. They played the group stage fantastic game, and anybody that is going to that saw Tunisia and saw Nigeria play, they was we always say that we're going to climb and go over them. But football is not like that. They might have problems today. For example, look at Egypt. We defeated Egypt. We won all our 3 group games. Egypt is in the quarterfinal and Nigeria is home. So football is not like that. And nobody should just think that once you play a good game today, everything is done. And it's not like that. All matches, each match is different from each other, and opponents are different too. Tunisia had problems with, not too popular teams. But when it comes to Nigeria, the tactics will change, definitely. And that's the reason why, I was saying it, that, we should not be overconfident, and even our players too. But it's not as if they were overconfident. The fact was that they got us on that goal, and that was I think the first time they shot at goal. I wouldn't say that it was the fault of the goalkeeper, because the ball had a swing while the ball was going, and it's just like that when the player got the shot very perfectly. So, and it caught him, and we considered a goal, and coming back always will be very difficult, because they will always they have always seen the tactics, they've seen our players, and I think they just capitalized on that, getting their goal, and they just defended it. But to say the real fact, our players tried, they played, but the real thing that they used to say is that don't allow the opponent to score you first, because you will want to come back and try and win, and if you are not coming back, that means you lose. So that's just the logic.
And obviously, when Nigerians, everybody in Nigeria is a coach. They always will analyze a game for you. And right after the game, we lost the game. There were questions about, people were not questioning Austin Eguavon, saying he should have known that these people were going to clip our wings. He should have changed the tactics. He should have done this. He should have done that. But before, when in group stages, Eguavon was like the best coach in the world, because he was winning. Everybody was saying, finally, we got a good coach. Then suddenly, he lost that game against Tunisia, and everyone was questioning Eguavon's capability as a coach or whatever. But you've played the game in Nigeria, outside the shores of the country. You've played every stage, virtually every stage. In your own opinion, what could we have done better in that game, especially the technical bench?
Well, you see, everybody is a coach, as you said, not only in Nigeria, all over the world. Every individual is a coach. Everybody will be thinking that you should have done it this way and all that. But what people don't understand is that being in that bench and being on the field is a different thing entirely. And if you are not calm enough and try to, you won't know what you're going to do. The fact was that the game was different. Nobody. Yeah, we should have been thinking of what we are going to what to expect from the Tunisians. But when you have your players, they are playing and all that, and they are doing what you really wanted and all. I think there is no reason for to change it. Assuming we had the first goal and we are able to score, probably it would have been different, and maybe they would have come out and we would have been able to go with speed and all that. So they really tried bringing in Sadiq. Puts a lot of pressure on them. We had opportunities, but they couldn't convert it into goals, and that's just the difference. Assuming we equalize, probably we would have won. But football is just like that. It's a matter of winning and losing, and you want to win always. But if you lose, if you are winning, people will praise you. If you are losing, and that's just what is a need with being a coach. You win today, everybody likes you, and everybody praises you. And if you lose a game tomorrow, you should be expecting what people will say.
And again, you are an ex-international. I might not know what it feels like to lose a game of that magnitude, especially when you are putting on the green, white, green of Nigeria. You're representing over 200 million people. As a former player, you've won some for the Super Eagles, you've lost some for the Super Eagles. So how does it feel when you lose a game of that magnitude? How do you feel? Do you feel I've let down my country and stuff like? How do you feel? As if I'm sure you've been in that position before.
Yes, I mean, it feels, I mean, horrible, very sad. And I mean, most times when I lose a game that's, I mean, very important, I mean, of that magnitude, some days I don't eat because I
Wow.
will not have the appetite. You see, it's, I mean, very, very difficult. I will give you an example. For example, I mean, the 2000 Nations Cup that we lost to Cameroon in Lagos.
Mm.
I cried, though it wasn't on the field. It would have been my own second Afcon win,
Mm.
and I mean some other players too. And it would have been the third one for Nigeria, which we really wanted to. And I mean, when we lost that penalty shootout, in fact, I couldn't go up. When I got to the hotel, I couldn't eat. I was just there on my bed, just viewing the match all over again. The 90 minutes, what did we do wrong? What could we have done, and all that. And that's something how I always feel when I mean, lose a match. And I mean, for example, the match against in 1994 against Italy, the match that could have given us, I mean, taking us to this quarterfinal,
Quarterfinals, yeah.
and we lost against Italy. Remaining, I mean, they equalized, I mean, 2 minutes to the end of the game, and in the extra time, they scored, I mean, the winning goal, and I mean, we lost. In fact, I mean, it was, I mean, very, very sad day, and you don't know, it feels so horrible, so bad, and I mean, you know, I'm thinking about, I mean, the people that, I mean, are watching, all Nigerians that have been supporting and all that. You feel bad the more. So it's just, I mean, I mean, kind of, but I mean, maybe after the 2 days, I mean, you just get yourself up. I mean, come on, there is, I mean, another game coming. You can't afford to let, I mean, people down again and let yourself down. I mean, we just have to keep, I mean, train more, train hard, and try and win, I mean, the 4 remaining games.
And we've got a very important World Cup qualifier against Ghana in just a few months' time, just about 7 to 8 weeks'
Excuse me.
time. How do you bring these boys back? How do you ginger them? How do you make them understand that, okay, you lost the Nations Cup, that's it, bye bye, forget about it. We have something more important to focus on, and we have the crack against Ghana. Ghana are no pushovers. Forget the fact that they did make it past the group stages in the Afcon. Ghana and Nigeria's rivalry is always, it's just like US and Russia on the world stage.
Mhm.
It's on another level. So how do you make these boys focus now on getting this job done in March?
Well, the fact is that it's, I mean, the boys, I mean, will be very, very sad, but they are professionals. They will go back to their clubs and, I mean, start, I mean, playing again. And I think, I mean, with that, they should have forgotten what happened, but without forgetting what made them to lose that game. Having it in their mind that, I mean, when this kind of situation comes again, what should I do good to make me win? And now, the coaches and even the NFF, I mean, they have, I mean, work to do too, because we know that, I mean, this is our opportunity of, I mean, redeeming the image of the country, and I mean, qualifying for the World Cup to continue the trend. And I'm very sure that, I mean, the boys too, having done, I mean, lost the Afcon, which, I mean, they thought, I mean, they love to get far and, I mean, win. They will not want to lose the World Cup. And Ghana is not, even though, let's just forget that, I mean, they crashed out in the group stage. And I said it even before we played, I mean, this is when the draw was, I mean, done, that we should forget the problems they are having. Anytime Ghana is playing against Nigeria, is like, I mean, war, and the rivalry is, I mean, so tense. I mean, that I mean, the Ghanaians will want to win by all means, and Nigerians too. we have to rise up to the occasion and use our opportunity because we have young players and all that, and they should just come back and put on their everything to make sure that we win that game. And it's just a matter of psyching them up. The World Cup is another one, and everybody will want to go to the World Cup. So they must be ready to win that game. The two-legged games.
I know you're not the coach, you're not the manager, you're not with the NFF. But do you think, as a Nigerian, obviously as a former international, do you think we can win and qualify for this World Cup? And do you think we can do with the same set of players that we've got in the Super Eagles?
Yes, we can. We can win the game if all the players just forget and try and think of what made them lose that game. And I am sure and hopefully we will have some players that are not here, like Osimhen. We would have have some players back that didn't go for the Afcon. And I'm very sure that the team that is going to be selected is going to be a good one that are going to go all out to go and win.
One of our viewers asked a question. His name is Emmanuel Oliver. He said, "What can you say about the officiating against between Nigeria and Tunisia? On your own words, do you think the officiating was fair?"
Well, I don't always talk about officiating because I don't think the referee did anything to make them scores. Although probably there might be mistakes and all that. And in the issue of the red card, it's just unfortunate. He might not. What's his name?
Alex Iwobi.
Alex Iwobi might not. He didn't have the intention of stamping on the legs. But even without the intention, what is the referee will see is that he stamped him, which is an injury-threatening foul, because he could break his leg. With that way, even though he didn't mean to do it. It was not meant to do it. He wanted to shield the ball and all that, and that's what the referee will see, and that was why I think the red card came. Probably in other games, probably the referee might not see or might not count it, but I will not talk about whether it was fair or not fair in that aspect.
And there's another comment from one of our viewers saying, I was thinking Musa should have started the game to change the push on the attack. Musa came in very late in the game. What's your assessment? Did you think he should have started the game? It's past now. It's gone. But we're just reviewing it. Did you think it would have made a difference if he had started the game or came in sooner?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in the camp with them. And the coaches, they will look at the situation of the players in the camp. And I think the ones that started have been doing very well in the previous matches. And why changing the winning team? Although tactically, probably, some coaches, change and all that, but nobody will ever thought that, it was going to be this. That's, the way it, went that day. So, whether Musa should have started, I don't think, it's anything that, I have to talk about, because, Chukwueze was, playing very well during the thing, and, if the coaches, saw them in the training, and that they were doing very well in the training, I don't think I think that was the reason why he started the same team that are playing always.
And I've spoken about losing an important competition like the Nations Cup, and other players will feel In 1994, you won the African Nations Cup with the team, with the Super Eagles. Was that? How did that feel for you as a player at that time, winning it?
Well, I feel first on top of the world. I mean, what else can one say? Because that year was just, I mean, magical.
Yeah.
And we qualified for, I mean, our first ever World Cup in history. And going to the Afcon with the team being built for like 4 years. There are so many players that participated from 1990, 1991, the qualifiers for Afcon Senegal 92, in which we went there, we came third. We were defeated by Ghana in the semi-final. And we got the bronze, winning against Cameroon. Now, coming back, qualifiers for the World Cup, qualifiers for the Afcon 94 in Tunisia again. And we qualified for the first time in history for the World Cup. Then going to the Afcon, I mean, everybody was, I mean, filled with, I mean, confidence, and the team and everything. I mean, it was magical. And I mean, getting there, and from the first game, winning 3-0 against Gabon, then though against Egypt, we played them in goalless draw. Then, I mean, winning the third game against, I think, I mean, was it not Zaire? And later,
yeah, Ivory Coast.
The Ivory Coast,
yeah,
and the semi-final and all that. You know, getting into the final, you know, it was, I mean, something magical in which we didn't want to lose. We just wanted to go and win. And I mean, we won it. And afterwards, we went to the World Cup. So, I mean, I mean, it was, I mean, one of the happiest moments of my football career.
Arguably, that team, the 1994 team, was probably the best ever to come out of Nigeria. And you mentioned something now that quite a lot of people might not know. It's the fact that that team was built over a 4-year period. It wasn't just a sudden thing. There was 1990, 91, 92, 93 qualifiers and everything. 94. That team, when you have a look at the caliber of people in that team, you ever wonder, can Nigeria again assemble a crop of players like that again? Do we have the patience to build a team steadily like we did with the 94 team?
I think, I mean, we have it, and I mean, we have done it. Raw was signed in 5 years ago, I think. That was 2016 or 17.
Yeah.
And he was building the team. He had, I mean, most of the players that, I mean, he gathered are still in the team. And I mean, some have left, and I mean, some have come.
Okay, I think we probably we've lost touch with the headmaster there. Toby, I'm sure you've been listening to what we've been chatting about. Once the headmaster comes back, we will continue our discussion with Toby.
And, I think.
Oh, okay. I think he's back. Hello, headmaster. Yeah, you can continue.
Hello.
You can hear me? Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
So, and I mean, most of, I mean, these players, I mean, they are doing very well in their clubs, and most of them are very young. So I think, I mean, we are building a team. What happened? I mean, we shouldn't just, I mean, think that, I mean, everything is, I mean, just gone. We still have the players. They should just, I mean, try and, I mean, put their mind and, I mean, their act together and come back together to come and win and qualify for the World Cup. I think, I mean, we are building a team, and I mean, we have, I mean, very good players, I mean, that are on now.
I want to put you on the spot, and I know it's something that you probably will have been the crowning moment of your career if we had won the World Cup during your time, to be the first African team to have done it. But do you see Nigeria probably? No, I know I want to push it now. That Nigeria probably pretty soon in the next, I don't know, 10 years win the World Cup. Do you see that happening? Do you see Nigeria being the first African country to win the World Cup?
Well, nothing is impossible, and things, happen, and I think, we have the potential. We just don't have the structure and the what do I call it? The preparation and all that. If we do things right, we can. Spain, when I was in Spain playing football, they started the team that won the 2008 European Championship and the World Cup in 2010. They started building it, let's say, 10 years earlier.
Wow.
And I think, I was privileged and part of, well, I was not playing for Spain, but I know the processes and all that they had in building that team and all that. And most of the players that played in Nigerian under 20 in 1999 were among the players like Shabi, Ike Casillas. They were among the players that won the Nations Cup, European Nations Cup, and World Cup. So if we do things right and we have vision and try and plan ahead, it is possible. But where we don't do that, Germany did the same thing. France did the same thing. If Nigeria does it, if we do it, I think, there is possibility because we have talent both in Nigeria and in Europe. And we have the talent. So we just have to do the structure and try as much as possible and work towards it. But if we don't do that, we cannot win.
I like the fact that you're really very straight. And what we usually say is that those that have the ears, let them hear the words of Mutia de Portueke, the headmaster, because you already spoken once. We shouldn't underrate Tunisians. We knew what followed it. Now you've spoken about preparation for the World Cup, and hopefully in our lifetime we will see the Super Eagles do something special, probably surpass what you've done in 1994. I want to talk about individuals now. I want to talk about Austin Eguavon. How was he as a player? Because he was a teammate. How was he as a player? You played together. People of a certain age now might not know him and might not know you when you played. Because I knew you when you played in the under 20, and obviously at the World Cup. How was Eguavon as a defender, as a player for the Super Eagles? People see him now and say, "Oh, yeah, I think he's gentle." I know Eguavon is not gentle on the pitch. He was a rugged player, but you were closer to him. So how was he?
Yes. He was a gentleman. Well, he's still a gentleman out of the pitch. But then, on the pitch, even at training, you have to be very careful. Yeah, we don't go hard on ourselves, our trainings and all that, but you have to be strong and all that. So he was a very, very strong, rugged defender, and he doesn't take nonsense. He goes straight to attack. To defend and attack the ball. So. He was just like that, but out of the pitch, he's a very soft-spoken, gentle guy, and just like Wilfred. Most of and that was just the way he was. Then
And again, that
But very,
1990
very intelligent too. Very intelligent
exactly.
and a good leader.
Yeah, okay. And that 1994 team had a lot of
Hello.
hello, can you hear me, Mutiu?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Yes,
you now. I said,
yes.
he very intelligent and a very good leader
Hmm. Hmm.
and a
Yeah,
team, team player too.
that's good. And I was saying that the 1994 team, you have a look at most of them that you played with. Um, Most of them are now football coaches. We're talking about the late Stephen Keshi
Yeah,
was a coach, Emmanuel Amunike, you
yeah.
got Austin Eguavon, Finidi George, and the
Yes,
list
yeah.
goes on. And Siasia, obviously, who was my senior in secondary school. The list goes on.
Okay.
And during that time when you guys were playing football, did you at any times discuss it what you were going to do after football? Because people before you, um, they were not successful, not that much successful in translating, transitioning into from football to whatever career they want to choose after that. But during that time that you were playing, were you guys, did you spot any of those substance in your colleagues, especially those ones that were mentioned that they might go on to be great coaches?
Well, actually, no, we never discussed. I don't know whether some other people discussed it because I didn't even think of, getting into coaching. My own, it was just, to play football and all that. Yeah, although I started my coaching badge because I have, UEFA Pro license. But I started my coaching badge when I was in Castilla in Real Madrid B. As far back as 1992-93. No, sorry, 1990-91. So I started the
Early.
lower base. Then when I got to San Sebastian in Real Sociedad, I stepped up again to go for. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, headmaster, we can hear you. Yes.
Yes. So I was saying that when I got to Real Sociedad in San Sebastian, I went for higher level to continue my coaching. Preparation, but I was not even thinking that I was going to be a coach or anything. So I just started doing that so that I can have knowledge of it. Then when I stopped playing football, I did the UEFA Pro license at the federation in Madrid, and also I did my football administration courses, which I can be an administrator or a football coach. So both I have my badges for them. But fortunately, when I finished football, I was called to come and manage Shooting Stars, and that was my first opportunity of being an administrator. But I have not really, although during my being my general manager in Shooting Stars, I ventured into coaching too because I participated in coaching the players. Then when we had problem, I took over to coach so that we can save them from relegation and all that. So, and that was my stint with coaching. Ever since then, I've always been in the administrative side, administrative side. So, and during that period, we never discussed or thought of what everyone is going to do. Then after football, some have done, but I've done my even before I left, stopped playing football.
I've got another question from one of our viewers that said, do you think NFF should organize friendly matches for home-based players performing very well to test their abilities and be selected for the national team? We didn't see quite a lot. We only saw one player from the from the teams in the Nigerian local league in the national team. do you share this idea that maybe we should try as much as possible to integrate them? West Half did it during your time when you were playing for the Super Eagles. We had the likes of Amakachi, Finidi George, and Friday Bo, and all them that came from the local leagues to join up with some of you that were now playing outside the shores of the country at that time. Do you think
even Stephen Keshi did it? Stephen Keshi did it during 2013 Afcon.
Yes, we had Sunday Mbano.
Yeah. I think, it's going to be a good thing if, that is done. But the fact remains that, the players, too, they can be busy in their clubs. And, in the leagues abroad, they don't organize friendlies and all that. In the leagues here, if the season is on, it's going to be very difficult for you to. The only thing that, could be done if, like our league is very strong and all that, just watch all the players and see the ones that can fit into what the coaches want and all that. But it's not a bad idea if some players are being selected to play friendly matches. The only thing is that they might be busy in their clubs.
Let's go back to the Afcon. What team would you say have surprised you the most in the Afcon so far?
Equatorial Guinea, I think, for now. Because
go on.
Yeah, because the way they have been playing, and they even eliminated Mali yesterday. I think Gambia too, because all these teams, they are teams that you won't think that they are very strong, and they will be able to to get into the second round and get into the quarterfinal. Yeah, the typical popular teams that always that are strong, that always get into the like Ghana and all that. They crashed out in the group stage. Even the defending champion, that's Algeria. Yeah. So I think so far getting into the second round, Gambia surprised me. Equatorial Guinea, Comoros. Even Cape Verde, and Malawi. But the fact still remains that the big ones, they are getting stronger and stronger, and it's just unfortunate that Nigeria is not among the ones now. Probably, we would have get into the final.
If you were when you were still playing in the 90s, you were still winning stuff with Nigeria, and people came to you that time and said, we saw into the future and we're seeing teams like Comoros, Equatorial Guinea, Cape Verde, shaking Africa. How would you have felt that time?
Well, one would have been very, very careful. Yeah, because during our time, whichever team we want to meet, we don't. I'm not saying they underrated the last. The Tunisian or any team, but we don't underrate any team. Once we are on the field, we just want to get in there to go and win, and immediately we start the game. It's business. We go all the way. If we have not scored, we have our top striker Rashidi Yekini. May his soul continue to rest in peace.
Amen.
And that even when we have problems of scoring goals, we bring it out. We just go like we did against Congo during in 1992 qualifier. So all these things, it's what we always going to do. So we don't give chance and opportunity to small teams to come and give us problem.
And so the Nations Cup is going into the quarterfinal stages now. So have you got any tips? You think any of these so-called big teams will end up winning it. We saw what Egypt did yesterday to Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. Yeah, and the way it's going, do you see any of these traditional teams, or probably the North Africans, probably going ahead to win this Nations Cup again? What team are you strongly tipping my win it?
Well, we still have Cameroon there. They are the hosts, and they are going very, very strong. So, and Egypt and Morocco is there. Senegal is there too. So, I think, I mean, it's going to be very difficult. Cameroon will not want to lose it. I'm going to tip, Cameroon first. Then, let's look at Egypt and Morocco. Whoever wins between the two of them probably will get to the final. Then we have Senegal. I think I'm rooting for Senegal because Equatorial Guinea, they are not a pushover, but at the stage that we are now, Senegal will not want to take anything for chances, even though, they had struggles. They struggled in the group stages and all that.
Well. You've heard it all now. So if you guys you're watching, the headmaster has spoken. Okay, so be on the lookout for Cameroon and the other teams that he has spoken about. Tell us, headmaster, what's next in line for you? We've mentioned about your ex-teammates, your team, 1994 team. That time had probably the best. Personally, I feel so far as I've been watching football, it's probably the best team to ever come out of Nigeria. And they say that arguably you want everything any country in Africa can win. You got to the World Cup and lay the foundation for African teams. People still refer to that team as a 94 team, that we need to beat their records. What's the next in line for you now? You've got your coaching badges, you've got your administrator badges. What are you going to give back to up and coming ones? So what opportunities are there for you to give back to up and coming ones? I know you've worked with shooting stars in the past, but at the national level, what are we looking at for Muti Adepoju?
Well, I don't know at the moment, but anytime that any opportunity comes, I'm good. I've always been there. I've always been, when I'm called upon, I've always been putting my own beats and all that. So I will still continue doing that. And if any other thing comes, I will do it. For example, as I'm a La Liga ambassador, we have been doing things with NPFL in developing the players, and doing the under 15 NPFL La Liga under 15 tournament and all that. So we are doing so many things in developing the players. And most of the players that have passed through the NPFL tournaments, they have been in the under 17 of Nigeria, like Akinfunmi Amao, like Shegun and all that. And they played in the under 17 World Cup. And that's the kind of thing that we are trying to do, to support and bringing and building future champions.
I just got a message now that came through and said, would you mind asking Mutiu who the best player he ever played with was? So who was the best player you ever played with?
In the team? Well,
probably in the national team.
In my own team, in the national team?
Yeah.
Wow. I've played with so many players. Good players. I can't just say, this one is, the best among them. I would rather say that, they are all, best players that I could ever think of, playing with. We had, Okocha, Kanu, Rashidi Yekini, Siasia, Amokachi, Finidi, Amunike, and all that. So who do I pick among those? They are great. Great players, and I'm just proud to have been to have played for Nigeria and to have played along with those great players that we are talking about.
Thank you so much, Headmaster. Muchos gracias.
I think before we go, there's a question.
Before we go,
you missed. Yeah, I think there's a question that you missed. I've been waiting for the question. Can you hear me, Headmaster? Can you hear me as well?
Go on, Toby.
Okay. Yeah, Headmaster, what is the way forward for Nigeria right now? Should we still stick with us in Senegal? But I don't want you to give me a question based on relationship. I want this question to be objective. What do you think? The World Cup ticket is very important, for the country. And what do you think? Should we stick with us in Senegal? Or do you think Austin is capable enough? Or you think a foreign coach should come? Please, give us a solution to this.
Toby, I know that question is just putting me on the spot, but I'm going to answer your question. Yeah, we all know what he did when he took the team less than 1 month to the Afcon, and we saw what he did in the group stages, and unfortunately we crashed out in the second round, which I think, it's very sad, but I think, he has proved that, he is capable of managing it. But now, to your question, it doesn't depend on me, because even before he, took up, the job, a manager has been announced. Do you understand? So it doesn't depend on what one wants now and all that. Left to me, I would have said maybe Guavon should continue based on what we have seen and all that. But that one is left to the authority that have signed already and announced already a coach and all that. And going back will be very, I don't know if it's difficult or not.
Headmaster, it's really painful for me because at some point as well I was appointed as a committee member in the NFF, and like you said,
committee member.
When people, yes, I was player status committee member then. And I know
you've been status committee.
Yeah, player status committee member, exactly.
Okay,
and
yeah.
I'm also aware that you've been part of the technical committee for a couple of years in and out. But it's so unfortunate that this committee doesn't get that opportunity to perform their duties. And you're still there. I've read your opinion about not being carried along. What do you think about this situation? Is it one of the reasons why you think we are lacking a lot of, technicality and improvement in our football?
Well, I don't think so. A committee is, just to advise, and the committee is not to say that okay, this is what we have to do. For example, in the signing of a coach or anything, the committee does not have that power to. The committee can just look at the things, read the things, check and all that, and advise the executive. And that's just so I wouldn't say that that's the reason. But if there are committees and all that, and there should be reason why committees are set up. And the committee should be able to do the job that they have been assigned to do. And that's just the way I see it. And if that is not the case, I believe abolishing and cancelling the committees will be the best thing. Instead of just saying there are these committees and all that, and what you are they are expected to do are not being assigned or to them. Do you understand? That's exactly. Just the way I see it. If there is no need for committee, don't select or elect committee. Don't select committee, and things should just be going. NFF has technical department, and I think the technical department should be enough and all that. And the technical department is the, I think, the kitchen of any sporting activity. In this case, football. The technical department is, where everything should be cooked and all that. And they should be working and working, very well to give a good result. And that's just all I believe.
Okay, Headmaster, lastly for me, you work with the foreign coaches. I think, yes, I could say foreign coaches when you're playing in the national team. You also work with domestic coaches, when you're playing. And then you look at the perspective and the angle where we are right now. Which direction do you think the NFF should go? A foreign coach or a domestic coach? You think we have enough capable hands from the domestic angle? Or you think we should look outward for a manager who can bring relative success to the national team?
Let me just tell you one thing. If I'm not against any foreign coach or any this thing, but I believe with what we have now, we have capable hands in the local scene. We have seen what Eguavoen has done. Amunike has gone outside, and he took a national team. Though we will say that maybe it's not a big team or whatever, but he has done it to Afcon, and for him to have done that, and he has been coaching. We have Finidi now that is in Nigeria coaching. Enyiba. We have some other coaches, local coaches, and all that. I just believe that all what everybody needs is the support and the backing of everybody to make things work, and that's just it. We have capable hands, and I will not mince any words with that. We have capable hands. I am not against any foreign coach. If a foreign coach is good and is the best and all that, if we think that we should bring him and he's going to give us what we want, we should go ahead and bring him. But I just believe that we have capable hands in Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Toby, for that, for those questions. And muchas gracias, señor. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, me I go talk Yoruba.
Ala Madrid.
Oh yeah, so Yoruba, Toby.
Thank you, boss. Thanks for coming on the show.
No.
So we appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
Thank
Ala Madrid.
Ala Madrid.
Thank you. All right, my pleasure. All right, good night. Bonne noche.
And that's our show today. A very interesting conversation with the headmaster himself, Mutia Adepoju, former Nigerian international, youth international, senior international. I played for probably one of the biggest teams in Nigeria, Shooting Stars, and played abroad with Real Madrid and obviously Real Sociedad and some other teams. Thank you so much once again for coming on the show, and special thanks to Toby Adepoju for his appearance on the show. If you really enjoyed what we discussed today, Afcon 360, please don't forget to subscribe to us and have a look at what we've done in the past and give us a thumbs up. And even this one, give us a thumbs up for it. All right, until we come your way next time, I want to say thank you to my director and series producer, Yomi Omogbeja. Thank you so much, Yomi. Until we come your way next time, have a good night. See you soon. Bye-bye.